Jury selection neared conclusion today in the trial of Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer accused of murder and manslaughter in the death of George Floyd. But a settlement between the city and Floyd's family has loomed large over the trial. NewsHour special correspondent Fred DeSam-Lazaro is following the proceedings, and he joins us now. Hello, Fred. So the jury selection process has gone faster than many people expected. Tell us a little about how it's gone.
They're way ahead of themselves, Judy. Judge Peter Cahill had allotted 3 weeks to get this process underway. How do you find people who have not been exposed to publicity from this case, who've not come across this video that went viral of Floyd under the knee of former officer Chauvin? But as it turns out, at least one of the people picked said that she had never watched the video. Several said that they'd watched only bits and pieces of it. And of those who said that they'd watched the video, all of them said that they were perfectly capable of setting their feelings aside or influences of the video and judging this case based solely on evidence that came out of the court. Now, these jurors were subjected to some proxy questions to tease out any potential bias. How do you feel about Black Lives Matter? How do you feel about Blue Lives Matter? That kind of thing. At the end of the day, we wind up with a panel that's about evenly split racially. This is a very race-sensitive case, obviously, but in a county that's 74% white, we have about an even split between white and non-white. The non-white being fairly diverse between multiracial origins and immigrant, that is to say, naturalized citizens versus American-born Black citizens.
Then, Fred, you had the unexpected development while the trial preparations are underway that the city of Minneapolis announced a $27 million settlement to go to the George Floyd family. What effect has that had on the trial?
Well, Judy, no party in the courtroom was terribly pleased to hear this. There are fears that this would imply an admission of guilt by Chauvin's former employer. Now, there's also the fear that jurors could consider justice as having been done in this case and go more leniently on Chauvin. Whichever way it cuts, Judge Cahill said, it cuts. And so he had to recall jurors who had already been selected to make sure that this settlement and the news of the settlement didn't impact their ability to be impartial. He had to dismiss 2 of these jurors and start back again. The judge could not conceal his annoyance at city officials for not waiting at least until a jury had been selected or a verdict had been reached before announcing the settlement.
I've asked Minneapolis to stop talking about it. They keep talking about it. We keep talking about it. Everybody just stop talking about it. Let me decide what the ramifications are.
Now, of course, despite his annoyance, he did not go with a request from the defense to delay the trial or to move it to a new venue, figuring that there's almost no corner of Minnesota that hasn't been inundated by publicity surrounding this case.
And we have to assume, Fred, that this is consuming an enormous amount of conversation in the Minneapolis community. Tell us, how are the residents there talking about it? How are they dealing with it?
The tension has been building for a long time, Judy. The spot where Floyd was arrested has become George Floyd Square. It is barricaded off, patrolled by community activists. Police have been unable in many cases to get in there. The police chief vows to move back and retake the area, open the intersection to traffic. There is resistance to that, and at times the tensions have boiled over into violent scuffles between police and some community activists across the city. And so there's a great deal of tension. This is a city that is on edge, has been for some time, and will be as we look forward to the trial start.
And the trial still several days away. Fred DeSam-Lazaro reporting for us from Minneapolis. Thank you, Fred.
Thank you, Judy.